Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to an unexpected edition of Field of Dreams Season 5. Excuse me just a sec there. Yes, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to an unexpected edition of Field of Dreams Baseball. This is Will Tuell. I'm joining you this afternoon from early July in Season 5. We're going to probably do a couple of games. I got a little bit of time this afternoon to do that, and I believe some others are going to do games as well throughout the weekend. I'll probably only do a couple of days worth because there are some great games coming up. So before we dive into it, as people want to jump into the ballpark, I know the audio's working. Hopefully the picture's working. Please, if anyone has any issues that way, please do let me know because I'm bound to have issues. I always have issues. So all that to say, I see Marshfield is joining us. Hello there. I'm going to have my phone up sitting next to me here, and he says it sounds and looks good, so hopefully others will jump on as the afternoon unfolds. As I say, we'll do a couple of games. To start off, we'll shape where things stand in the leader standings, so if you will. In the Money the Ball division, T-ville is running away from Beantown by a 9.5 game spread. St. Louis is well ahead of Lehigh by 8.5 in the Around the Horn division, and Degens is 2 games up on Lancaster in the Sandlot division. So the races there seem to be pretty well in hand for the division, with the exception of the Sandlot. Although it must be said, there's going to be some tight contention for the wild card. Haven't really figured out the mechanics of that at this point, but just a quick glance of division leaders. In the Naturals division, Amazing is 12 clear of Cleveland, the next closest team, and the Vegas leads the Benchwarmers by 6.5 over Philadelphia and 9.5 over the resurgent, revitalized Hadley Lake, who's scrapped back to 500. In the rain delay division, we have Manchester leading the way, or statistically tied with San Francisco, for the division lead. The other 2 teams, Edmonton and St. Pete, are well out of contention. So with that, we're going to jump right in. We're going to head on over to the old ballpark and see who we have on this first day of July, Season 5. We have the Degens and we have St. Louis, which would be an interesting matchup. I'm not going to lie. It would be an interesting matchup. But it's probably not the best matchup of the day, which, as you can tell, is I think we're going to do Vegas and Manchester and see how those 2 teams look headed in early July. And then for our second game, we may well do. I saw another game the next day that looks very interesting as well. So we're going to see how that shakes out and go from there. So the first thing we're going to do is see the Degens and St. Louis. The St. Louis beats the Degens. Rube Marquard moves to 4-3. Hacker falls to 4-3. Pujols picks up his 12th homer and goes 2 for 3. Philly and Edmonton is the next game on the slate, and that is won easily by Philly, 12-6. Hamilton with the win, Felipe with the loss. Zaniel went 3 for 4 with his 12th, plus 2 RBIs. Lehigh and Crystal Lake, and that is a win to Crystal Lake, astonishingly enough. Verlander gets the win. Early win, the loss. And Darwin goes 2 for 4 with his 5th homer and 2 RBI. Now, we are going to head on out to Vegas, where the Stars are playing the Red Bolt Nation of 1. And we are going to play that game out. I think I have managed to set that up properly. And wouldn't you know, my ballparks are fluky again. Go figure. But we're going to see if we can address that in the setup, startup, whatever the case may be. Maybe we'll try it right now. Video and sound. No, park image. I have a feeling this is going to be another one of those. Another one of those days in this sense. Where is Tropicana? He wants Tropicana. We'll see. Maybe we will. Maybe we will not. Maybe we will. Let's see. Let's see. Did that do anything for me? Well, time will tell. So let us, in either case, we are going to start with view opponent, manager, computer lineup. View opponent, computer lineup. View opponent, computer lineup. There we go. I have to talk that out as I do it every time for whatever reason. So with that, we'll head on out to the ballpark and see what transpires. Welcome to Tropicana Field for tonight's game between the Manchester Red Bull Nation of 1 and Vegas Stars. This should be a good one. Manchester has won 9 of their last 10. Trevor Bauer will start for Manchester. He's made 8 starts on the year and is 3-2 with an ERA of 2.03. It's his first start against Vegas, who will be pitching Joe McGinnity. McGinnity has made 20 starts on the year and is 10-8 with an ERA of 3.38. It's his second start of the year against Manchester. He's 1-0 with a 3 ERA against them. Manchester left fielder Benny Kauf is riding an 11-game hitting streak. And with that, we play ball. Oh, we shall imminently. Let's try this again to try to get the display just exactly the way I want it. Let us see. What can we do here? Options. Maybe we can, maybe we cannot. There it is. I always struggle with. This is one of the downsides of this game, that pitchers and ballpark pitchers never seem to stick for me. And they never seem to stick for me for whatever reason. And they're not going to this time. So we'll just forge on ahead. And with that, as I mentioned before, Vegas is the home team. McGinnity is the starting pitcher. He'll be Ted Simmons, his battery mate, is behind the plate. From left to right, we have Ryan Braun, formerly of Hadley Lake, Cesar Cedeno in center, Harold Baines in right, and at third, we have Evan Longoria, Louis Aparicio at short. Javier Baez at second, Cecil Cooper at first, and behind the plate, Sizemore, as mentioned. Leading off for the Red Bull Nation of 1 is Joe Morgan, who's coming into this game with 10 homers and 39 RBI. McGinnity gets the sign, and we're underway. The pitch, and that ball is dribbled back to the mound. Baez charges it, fires to first, and it looks as though, yes, indeed he is. Morgan is out. The fleet of foot Joe Morgan has gone down on a bang-bang do-or-die play. Next up for Manchester is Benny Kauf. As mentioned before, he has an 11-game hitting streak coming into the day. He's batting .351 with 14 homers and 51 RBI for the makings of an already fantastic season. for the first place Red Bulls. The pitch from McGinnity. And that ball is swatted at, drilled out to right field. Down the line, Baines ranges over and makes the grab for out number 2. Next, we have Rudy York, another old Hadley Lake hand. He's batting .446 with 9 homers. Is that right? .446 with 9 homers and 29 RBIs. Well, that's an interesting stat line for Rudy York as the pitch from McGinnity comes homeward. And that's caught on and missed. Or is it? Indeed it is. So a solid first inning for Vegas as they head to the dugout, and Trevor Bauer takes the hill Trevor Bauer takes the hill. Here we go. Leading off for Vegas, it will be Tim Raines batting as the DH. He'll be followed by Cedeno and Harold Baines, and if anybody should reach, Cecil Cooper. In the field for the Manchester Red Bull Nation, from left to right is Benny Koff, Ed Rush, and Stan Musial. A formidable outfield, there it is. At third, we have Harry Steinfeld, Roy Tulowitzki at short, Joe Morgan at second, and Joey Votto at first. Behind the plate is the aforementioned Rudy York. Tim Raines will stand in, batting .272 with 2 homers, 41 RBIs, as Bauer comes set. The pitch. That's another out off the end of the bat. The throw to first will be too little too late. It's right out of the gate. Vegas is playing some small ball, and Raines is aboard with a Next up comes Cesar Cedeno, batting .276 with 8 homers and 21 RBI. Let's see what happens here as Bauer looks the runner back. The pitch, the runner is off. The throw may be wayward, and that base was stolen uncontested. Number 44 on the year by Raines. That wasn't even a throw, but it was certainly a strike. So Cedeno finds himself in the hole 0-1. The pitch from Bauer. And that is strike 3 for the first strikeout of the day for Bauer with a runner at second and 1 man down. That will bring Harold Baines to the plate. He's batting .280 with 7 homers and 27 RBI. Bauer deals. And that's caught on in this. Strike 3, indeed it is, or ball 4 rather. And he must have held up on that. Here we go. Runners on first and second, 1 man down. And Cecil Cooper, still into the plate. Bauer deals. And that's strike 3, the second strikeout of the day for Bauer. So he's been hit or miss to this point, and he's still in kind of a jam as Ryan Braun will stand in, batting 0-0-0. It's his first at bat for Vegas, with no homers and no RBI. The pitch from Braun. And once you know, wouldn't you know, that is ball 4. So as I was just saying, it's been feast or famine, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts thus far, and we're only in the first inning. Bauer has thrown 18 pitches. His Baez will come up. Baez is batting .221 with 12 homers, 47 RBIs. He deals. And that ball is dribbled fair down the third baseline. Steinfeld has it and flings it to first for the out, so they get out of the jam, but not before Bauer really had to work. Not before Bauer worked quite a bit that inning. As we head to the top of the first, top of the second, there's no score. McGinnity taking the hill again for Vegas with Simmons behind the plate, his battery mate, giving him the signs. Musial stands in for the Red Bull Nation. He's batting .269 with 19 homers, 70 RBIs. The pitch. And that ball is bounding down to third. Longoria scoops it, fires to first for out number 1. Steinfeld, Harry Steinfeld, is the next man up, and he's batting .299 with 19 homers and 77 RBIs. A solid, more than solid pickup there for the Red Bolt Nation as the dead baller stands in. The pitch from McGinnity. And that one is looped to Aparicio, who fires over to first. Excuse me, for out number 2. Next, we have Joey Votto at 303 with 3 homers and 29 RBI. The first baseman awaits the delivery. And here it comes. And that one looks to be a shade outside as Votto trots down to first base. Next up is Tulowitzki, batting .214, 4 homers and 11 RBIs, hoping to extend the inning. There's 2 men down. The pitch from McGinnity. And Tulowitzki drills it over the head of Aparicio into left center, and he'll grab a base while Votto makes the turn and goes to third. So just like that, the Red Bolt Nation has a bit of a rally going on here with 2 men out. Sam Murdy's is standing in, and this is his first at bat for the Red Bolts. The pitch from McGinnity. And that ball is lifted shallow left field. Braun ranges back on it, ranging back further, ranging back into the corner, and let's see, wouldn't you know, that's a home run out of the park. Sam Murdy's, of all people, Sam Murdy's had a fly ball that just kept flying. It only went a grand total of 317 feet, but it's a home run in any ballpark. And just like that, the Red Bolts have charged out to a 3-0 lead. All of this with 2 men down. Sad Roush comes up for the Red Bolts. He's batting .333 with 3 homers and 53 RBI. The pitch. That looks to be a shade outside as Roush trots to first for yet another base runner for the Red Bolts. Now we're back to the top of the order with Joe Morgan, who's 0 for 1 on the day as the pitch from McGinnity comes home. The runner is off, and that would be a caught stealing. That could have gone either way. We had to wait a little bit for the umpire to make the call, but mercifully for Vegas, the Red Bolts are retired, and we're off to the bottom of the second with Manchester ahead of Vegas 3-0. Leading off for Vegas, trying to salvage and chip away, is Ted Simmons. The catcher is batting .263 with a homer and 18 RBI. Bauer comes set and fires. That ball grazes the zone, and it is strike 3 for strikeout number 3 for Bauer. He's certainly got Manchester wants to hope that he can be a little more economical with his pitches, or it will be an early exit for Trevor Bauer. Next up comes Evan Longoria, who's batting .242 with 6 homers, 27 RBIs. The pitch. And that ball is another out past the dive of Tulowitzki and into the alleyway. Longoria turns around second and hits third on the fastest triple you'll ever see in Major League Baseball. That ball just kept rolling and rolling and rolling into the gap, and nobody could get to it in time. So just like that, Vegas has a runner on third with nobody out, and Louis Aparicio standing in at .232 with 3 homers and 33 RBI. The pitch from Bauer. And that ball's trickled down the first baseline. Votto has it. He'll take it to the bag. As a run comes home, just the same, Vegas puts one on the board. So just like that, we're back at the top of the order for Vegas. And Tim Raines, who led off with a single, I believe. Indeed it was. He bunted a single He caught the Manchester defense napping, and lo and behold, we are now going to see the whole Vegas lineup. So, nonetheless, here's the pitch to Raines. And that ball hits its mark for strike 3 and number 4 for the starting pitcher as he'll head to the dugout with a 3-1 lead. Here we are in the top of the third with Joe Morgan once again leading off. You'll recall he got stranded at home plate while Ed Roush is gunned down in the bottom half of the last inning. McGinnity comes set, gets a sign from Simmons, and deals. And that ball's a trickler down to Longoria, who throws to first, and it is a inches by inches play to get his man. That was some serious leather Longoria put on it, and it was a bang call to say the very least. Now up we have Benny Koff, who's 0 for 1. He's going to match wits against McGinnity as the pitch comes plateward. That one is popped sky high into shallow center. Cedeno ranges under it, makes the grab for out number 2. Next up, it's Rudy York, who's batting .440 with 9 homers and 26 RBIs here for the Red Bulls. If he had been doing that for the Hadley Lake Hammers, he might well have stayed there. But alas, the past is the past, as McGinnity deals. And that one lifted high and deep down the left field line. Braun is on the line, steps into foul territory and grabs it for out number 2. Now up we have Cesar Cedeno standing in. He's 0 for 1. The pitch. Drilled over the head of Tulowitzki, but he makes a backhanded lunging grab for the out for out number 3. After 2.5, it is Manchester 3, Vegas Stars 1. Now we're here in the bottom of the third with Harold Bain standing in, leading off for Vegas, hoping to do some damage. He's reached base his last time up by way of a walk as the pitch comes home. That one is scorched out to Tulowitzki, who can do nothing with it. And they're going to call him an error. They're going to call that an error on Tulowitzki. It would have been a tight play either way. And Baines was the ball with nobody down. The big lumbering first baseman, Cecil Cooper, will stand in. And if anybody can tie it for Vegas, it's him. The pitch. That ball is lifted out over the head of Tulowitzki and into the gap. To third goes Baines, and to second goes Cooper with his 15th double. So Vegas is knocking on the door with a power hit, heavy hitting Brian Braun standing in, and a golden opportunity to bring a pair home with only 1 out. That ball sounds hard off the bat. It's high and deep, or rather shallow. Koff gloves it, pumps his fist, and chucks it back in. So the runners will retreat to their respective bases with Javier Baez standing in. If Vegas misses an opportunity here, they may not get another. So it's all down to Baez as he twirls his bat and awaits word. And that one is strike 3, number 5 for Bauer. Manchester gets out of a jam, and Vegas misses a golden opportunity in that situation. But they'll send McGinnity back to the hill to face Musial, who's 0 for 1 thus far. McGinnity works. And that appears to be ball 4 as Musial makes his way to first base. That's the third walk of the day for McGinnity. And the mighty Harry Steinfeld stands in. He's 0 for 1 on the day, but is hoping to at least advance a runner and potentially crack a hit. Nonetheless, that's a bunt out in front of the plate. The throw to second is in time. A failed bunt opportunity there by Steinfeld. but he did indeed make it to first base. So a missed opportunity as Joey Votto stands in. The pitch from McGinnity. That one's lifted down the line. Aparicio wanders into foul territory and makes a stumbling catch for out number 2. That was a great play. He had to go a long way to get there. And now we see Troy Tulowitzki standing in at 220. He's 1 for 1 on the day. The pitch from McGinnity buzzes the zone, but that apparently missed the zone ever so slightly, put Tulowitzki aboard. Next up comes the hero of the game to this point for Manchester, Sam Murdy's, who's already hit a homer and driven in 3 RBI on the day. What's in store here as the ball comes plateward and goes out over the head. Oh no, it's caught by Baez, who robbed Murdy's of an extra base hit for sure, and at least 1 RBI. That'll end the inning as we head to the bottom of the 4th with Vegas down 3-1. Simmons stands in. He's 0 for 1 on the day, and he'll deal with Bauer, who's tossed 56 pitches. That one appears to be down the first baseline. Votto charges it, flips to the pitcher for out number 1. Next is Evan Longoria. He's 1 for 1 on the day. And with Evan Longoria, he lined a triple to left center his last time up and easily could have scored. We'll see what he can do here against Bauer. And that ball is sprayed into left right field for a single. So Evan Longoria continues to hit and continues to keep Vegas in this one as Louis Aparicio stands in. 1 man down, a runner on first. The pitch all the way to the backstop. And that's a wild pitch, but apparently Longoria got thrown out on the play. That was a great play by Rudy York, who just unloaded it to second and got the runner before. You don't see that very often. You certainly don't. Now Aparicio is in. It's all up to him with the 3-2 count pending. The pitch. And that one is shallow fly ball into center field. Roush is under it. Squeezes it for out number 3. After 4. Red Bulls 3. Stars 1. Now Roush will lead off this inning with he's batting 330 rather, excuse me. He reached base earlier with a walk, I believe, as McGinnity deals. That one is back to McGinnity, who tosses to first for out number 1. And wouldn't you know, we're back at the top of the order with Joe Morgan, who's 0 for 2 on the day. The pitch. That one's lifted out to left. Braun is under it and makes the grab for out number 2. Benny Koff, it's his third time up today. He's hoping to extend this 11-game hitting streak as McGinnity works. And that one is past McGinnity, back out to Aparicio, who throws it past first base. So Koff is aboard, but it's number 15 for Aparicio. Now coming out is Rudy York, who would like to do some damage here as the runner is off. The throw down is by all means not in time, and that's steal number 43 for Benny Koff. York awaits word. And that ball is ball 4. It missed inside, and York will take his base. So McGinnity hasn't been sharp either to speak of, but he is staked to a 3-1 lead. The man Musial standing in. The pitch from McGinnity. That one is right back to the pitcher who gloves it for out number 3. After 4.5, it's 3-1. Manchester, Vegas standing coming in. Tim Raines will be take the first turn at bat. And the pitch from Bauer. Dribbled off the end of the bat. Bauer gives way to Votto, who flips it over to Bauer for out number 1. Cedeno will stand in at 0 for 2 and the pitch to him. That one glides right over the zone, but a little low. And that's ball walk number 3 on the day for Trevor Bauer. Harold Baines is stepping up. He's 0 for 1 as the pitch from Bauer comes over. And that makes its mark, but the runner was off. And that's stolen base number 16 for Cecil Cedeno. Baines is in the hole 0-1 as the pitch comes. And that ball is cranked out over the head of the second baseman and into left field for a base hit. Baines will slide into second with a double to put Vegas, pull Vegas within 1. And just like that, this is anybody's game. Cooper is now standing in for the Stars, the tying run at second base. York will go out and talk to Bauer, who's starting to falter a bit. And that ball is also going out to right field, where Musial ranges under to make the grab for out number 2. Now up we have Ryan Braun, who's 0 for 1 on the day. That ball is struck well down the third base line. Bad play on it. And Braun will leg it out to have runners at the corners for the Vegas Stars. Defensively was a missed opportunity there as Javier Baez stands in, can easily bring the tying run across the plate. The pitch. Was ball 1. That was a pitch out. Apparently so. Nothing was doing. The pitch. Trickler out back to the mound, flipped underhand to first base for a safe call, and we are knotted up at 3. Bauer was a little lackadaisical with that throw, and it cost him. Baez beat it out, so we're now tied at 3 with the go-ahead run at second base. Simmons stands in. The pitch. That one is lifted out to shallow left. Koff comes in almost to the infield, makes the grab for out number 3. So after 5, Vegas puts 2 on the board to tie it up, 3-all, as we head to the top of the 6th inning, and Harry Steinfeld leading off. Joe McGinnity has a new lease on life as the pitch comes homeward. And that is swung on and missed, strike 3 for the batter. Let us see. I'm just going to briefly, in this little bit of an interlude, take a look and see. There's MV. Hello, MV. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you're still with us. You had an early lead, and it is kind of fluttered away at the moment, but there's still anybody's game as we carry on here. The pitch to Joey Votto from Joe McGinnity. And that ball is scorched into the corner all the way to the wall. Baines will have to go retrieve it as Votto churns past first and will dive into second with a slide for double number 29 on the season. Tulowitzki is the next batter up. He's 1 for 1 on the day, and he walked his last time and lifted a single between third and short in the second inning. We now will see what transpires. The pitch to Tulowitzki. And that one is out to left field, high. Braun going back on it. He's there. Makes the grab for out number 2. Or out number 2. Indeed it is. Now San Murdy's is up. He's 1 for 2. He has the 3-run homer for the Red Bolts. As we carry on, McGinnity will want to be careful. The pitch comes homeward. And that ball is roped to Aparicio, who throws to first and gets his man. So a threat goes by the board in the top of the 6th as the Red Bolts and Vegas are tied at 3. Now up comes Evan Longoria, who's had a big day. He's singled and tripled. Hasn't had anything to show for it otherwise, but his batting average is certainly taking a boost as it's now up to 247. The pitch from Bauer. That one is swung on and missed. Strike 3 for the right-hander as Aparicio will stand in. The Cardinals in anyhow, they're expecting a bunt from Aparicio as the pitch comes blatantly. And that ball is lifted. Shallow center field. Roush is coming on. He'll grab it for out number 2. And next up, we have Tim Raines, the leadoff man, who certainly has some promise for Vegas, getting aboard earlier today. The pitch. Off the end of the bat it goes, and out to center field. Roush is there. Raines is under it. Makes his out for number 3. After 6, it's tied at 3 apiece. And wouldn't you know, we lead off the 7th with Ed Roush batting .329 with 3 homers and 53 RBIs. He's 0 for 1 on the day as McGinnity deals. And that ball is that was a failed bunt attempt, and indeed Roush is a dead duck as we move to the top of the order, and Joe Morgan once again. The pitch to Morgan. A long, lazy fly ball goes over the head of Braun and into the left field gap. That looked like it should have been caught, but they're not calling it an error. So we'll give a double to Joe Morgan. The Manchester Red Bulls got the benefit of that one, as I believe the fielder certainly should have had it. Now up will come McGinnity, will work to Benny Koff, who's still in search of extending his hit streak. They're going to walk him, put him on first, and deal with Rudy York. That may or may not work out for them, but we'll see as McGinnity fires. High fly ball, shallow. Longoria makes the grab at third for the second man, 2 men down. And it's up to Stan the Man Musical to keep things going here for the Red Bull Nation. And that ball is a bounding ball of Aparicio, who tosses it to first to retire the side. And we take a brief break for the 7th inning stretch. And we return to the bottom of the 7th inning with Cesar Cedeno digging in for his confrontation with Trevor Bauer, who's still on the hill with 109 pitches. They're going to Ted Abernathy now is Manchester, and that's probably a wise move, as Abernathy is an elite reliever. The pitch to Cedeno, caught on and missed for strike three. That's his first strikeout of the game. Next up is Harold Baines for the Vegas Stars. Now let's take a deeper look at Abernathy, whose ERA is 2.19 through 12 and a third innings pitched on the season. He's only walked 2 and struck out 7 to this point. The pitch to Baines. That one is lifted out to left field. Cobb races back on it and puts it in his glove for out number 2. Or does he? Wait a minute, hold the phone. Something happened that Benny Cobb made a sensational play. I guess he did. At first I thought it was an error, but it would appear to be an out as Cecil Cooper stands in. Take nothing away from Benny. They had to review that one for a few minutes. Abernathy comes set and delivers to Cooper. Out to center it goes, and Roush is there to make the grab for out number 3. After 7 full innings, it is 3-all, headed to the top of the 8th, with Harry Steinfeld leading it off for Manchester, as McGinnity remains on the hill for Vegas. Steinfeld is 0 for 3. They're going to make a switch to Kluszewski, who in turn pops it up into shallow center. Cedeno gloves it for out number 1. So that was Ted Kluszewski pinch hitting in that particular situation. But it didn't work out for the Manchester Red Bulls. So up now comes Joey Votto, batting .306 with 3 homers and 29 RBI. The pitch from McGinnity. That ball is low, but not that low. Or maybe it is that low as he takes his walk to first base. Number 7 on the day for McGinnity. And Tulowitzki stands in. 1 for 2 on the day. The pitch. That's a strike 3. And next up, we have Stan Murdy's. Keep saying he's the hero of the day, and he may well be if he translates in again here as the pitch comes home. That ball is lifted out to left field, high and deep, and back. But Braun is there, and he flags it down for out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 3. Abernathy's back on to face Ryan Braun. The pitch over the plate. Ball 4, though, just a whisker low as Javi Baez stands in. And that, too, that's another walk, back-to-back walks by Abernathy. With nobody out, and the situation is getting dire for Manchester. Vegas is right on cloud 9 here as Simmons stands in 0 for 3. They're going to Hoyt Wilhelm. It would appear Manchester's going to. And Hoyt Wilhelm has had something of a season. It's not what I would call particularly good, but he will make his way in and toss it out over the plate. That ball is caught by Tulowitzki, who took a hit away from Tulowitzki. He took a hit away, excuse me. Bringing Evan Longoria to the plate. He's 1 man down. Not going to get first and second. The pitch. That ball is out to center behind second short, and Tulowitzki makes the grab for out number 2. Two men down. Manchester dodged the bullet. Can they put Aparicio away on number 3? And it would not appear that what a squander that was for Vegas, who had the runners on base but could fail to push them across as Will entered the top of the ninth with Roush leading it off for Red Bull Nation. McGinnity comes set. And that one is back up the middle. Aparicio ranges off balance throw to first, but Roush makes the play. Now we have Joe Morgan standing in. He's 1 for 4. McGinnity tosses. High fly ball. Shallow center. Cedeno is there and makes the grab. This may well be Benny Koff's last opportunity out of a longer hitting streak, as he'll face the pitcher McGinnity here directly. The pitch. And that looks as though it's strike 3, strikeout number 4. So we're headed to the home half, and Vegas can put it away with the top of the order in Tim Raines standing in. Wilhelm works. Out to Morgan in second, who fires it on the first for the out. 1 up, 1 down. Next up will be Cedeno, who's 0 for 3. The pitch to him. Well, they're going to go with Brandt. And that actually worked out to be a strike, so that's 2 down. And now we're headed to Harold Baines, who's 1 for 3. The pitch. And that ball is looped into right field on a hop for a base hit for Harold Baines. Next is Cecil Cooper standing in, another big power threat, who can certainly put it out of reach and no way to come back in a hurry. The pitch. And that is looped past the dive of Tulowitzki into shallow left center. And the runner, the go-ahead run, Baines is only 90 feet away. Now up comes Ryan Vaughn, who's 1 for 2. A pitch to him. And that is cut on and missed, strike 3. So wouldn't you know, every time I broadcast, we seem to find our way in extra innings. And here we are today with Vegas and Manchester. McGinnity's back on the hill for Vegas. York is at the plate for Manchester. And the play, York is going to get swatched out for Sherry McGee. And McGee sends one up the middle. Aparicio is there. Fires to first for out number 1. Next we have 0 for 3 hitting Stanley Manuzio, who's been anything but the man today as the pitch comes home. That one is lifted high behind second base where Baez grabs it. Next up for the Red Bull Nation is Jim Davenport, who's come into the game to play third, and will face Joe McGinnity. The pitch. And that is a base hit. Davenport, newcomer to the party, gets aboard with a single as Joey Votto, a much more established hitter, gets his crank at bat. The pitch. That's a foul ball. We'll do it all over again. The pitch. And that's into center field. Davenport will take third on a anything goes play. And he does take third. Bottles at first. And just like that, there's a threat looming for Manchester as Tulowitzki stands in 1 for 3. McGinnity works. And he's going to face Turkey Mike Donlin, a much more formidable hitter. And that ball is going to be Swung on and missed in the dirt. Baldwin did him the favor there. So we play on to the bottom of the 10th with no change in the score. It's Vegas 3, it's Manchester 3, and Byers standing in for the hometown team. Now Wilhelm will work, and that ball is bounced out to short. Concepcion, who's now playing now, tosses over to first for out number 1. Next up is Ted Simmons as Wilhelm readies. And that ball hits the zone for strike 3 as Evan Longoria strolls up for the 5th time today. The pitch to him. Out over the head and into left field. Benny Koff will just chuck it back in. That's Longoria's 3rd hit. He just picked it off of the ground and golfed it out into left field as Aparicio stands in. They're going to talk it over as Bartlett comes up for Vegas, and the pitch comes home for swung up for strike 3. That's number 4 on the day for Wilhelm. Back at it here in the 11th. We're in the 11th inning. We always seem to get plenty of bonus baseball when I do these games. And here we are again with Joe McGinnity on the hill for his 11th inning of work to face Stan Murdy's. The pitch. And Murdy's powers that ball high and deep to right, but Baines is there, and he'll make the grab for out number 1. Next, we're back to Ed Roush, who's 0 for 3 on the day. We should know about Ed Roush. He grounded to short, bunted to first, grounded to the pitcher, and walked his first time up, way back in the 2nd inning. McGinnity deals. And that one is shot to 3rd. Longoria lunges, makes the grab. Out number 2, and back to the top of the order we go for another round of Joe Morgan, whose batting average has fallen to 236. The pitch. And that's ball 4. You got to expect Joe Morgan's probably going to want to steal here. That's his 8th walk of the day, McGinnity's. It's unbelievable. Manchester has 6 hits and 8 walks. They've stranded 10 batters. Vegas has stranded 12. And Koff has yet another shot, albeit here in the 11th inning, to extend his 11 game hitting streak. The pitch. The runner is off. The throw is not in time. That's steal number 38 for Joe Morgan. McGinnity, little throw behind him, and Morgan is still in second. Koff prepares and sends that ball on a line. That is a base hit. Benny Koff extends his hitting streak and drives the go-ahead run home on a ringing double. That's number 22 for him. And wouldn't you know, now pitching for Vegas is Joaquin Benoit. Finally, after 10 2/3 innings, McGinnity was knocked out. If they should lose, it's going to be a tough luck loss for him. But they were beat with one of the best hitters in the league in Benny Koff, if indeed they wind up on the losing end. Benoit will face Smokey Burgess. The pitch to Burgess. And that ball is back out to the hill, past the pitcher, out to the shortstop, and a bang out. Smokey's retired, and here we are in the bottom of the 11th with Wilhelm on the hill for the Manchester Red Bulls, trying to retire the top of the order. Tim Raines will stand in and deal to Burgess. Or Olivo is coming to catch. Excuse me. Gleesty is on the hill for Manchester. Davenport's a third now. Concepcion is a short. In the outfield, it stayed pretty much solid. The pitch. And Rain sends it to Davenport, who will toss it over to first for out number one. Now Amos Otis, the old Hadley Lake hand, is coming in to take his turn at bat to face Gusti. And the pitch, they're going to switch again to J.D. Drew, who sends it into shallow right center for a base hit. J.D. Drew keeps the game alive for Harold Baines and the Vegas Stars. Baines has 4 game-winning RBI on the season. Bernie Strong's Vegas squad would like to see one here as the pitch comes homeward. And that ball is pulverized out to left, high and deep. It's carrying, but not deep enough as Benny Koff will watch it bounce off the wall. J.D. Drew will score. Baines will hit third, and once again we are tied. That's a triple. We have a runner at third with only one man out. Dave Guisti could well blow this one here for Manchester. We probably jumped the gun a little bit. At the very least, we go in extra innings. We may have an early inning before that as Cecil Cooper stands in at 2 for 5. The pitch. And that ball is shot to short. Musial picks it up, but that's it. A walk-off win for Vegas. Cecil Cooper in a thrilling contest for Bernie's Vegas squad. Cooper picked up his 3rd hit of the day. There were a lot of twists and turns in that game. It ended 5-4, and let's see just how it shook out. It was a back-and-forth game all the way. Vegas got the early lead off of Sam Murdy's 3-run homer. Manchester, excuse me. Vegas chipped away in the second and added 2 more in the 5th, where things stayed pretty much level until the 11th, when Benny Koff drove in the go-ahead run for Vegas, only to have Dave Guisti, however you say that, implode in the bottom half of the inning, and 2 runs come across. Cecil Cooper was the big hitter of the day. I'm going to say he probably became the player of the game. I don't know that for a fact, but had things gone differently, it probably would have been Sam Murty's. But I'm going to take a look and hazard a guess. And we are going to see Harold Baines is the player of the game. I'm not so sure about that. Nonetheless, Harold Baines is the player of the game. I can see giving it to Cooper. I can see giving it to Sam Murty's even in defeat. But it would appear that Vegas has held serve and is now 20 games over 500 as San Francisco backs their way into first place in the rain delay division by a scant half a game. Now, we may well see what transpires here on this next day. It's just around 2 o'clock Eastern, just shortly after 2 o'clock Eastern, 10 past. We're going to see what we can accomplish here with this next day's worth of games. Lehigh and Crystal Lake. The win goes to Lehigh 6-5. Foster the win. Ryan the loss. Degens in St. Louis. The win goes to St. Louis 3-4 with Mathewson picking up his 17th at the 4th of July. That's quite spectacular. Trucks picking up his 4th loss. Lajoie went 3 for 3 with his 8th homer. Chicago and Hagerstown. The Chicago squad falls 3-1 to Hagerstown. Santana the win, Lundgren the loss. Lancaster and Beantown. They'll give the win to Beantown as Lancaster drops a heartbreaker 4-3. Garcia the win, Chandler the loss, Hayward 2-4 with a homer and a stolen base. Florence in the high-flying T-Ville is a win for Florence, an upset win for Florence to pull the 500, and a loss for T-Ville. Reynolds gets the win, Leonard the loss, Davis 2-3 with his 8th homer. Brooklyn and St. Pete give the win to Brooklyn, a 2-1 win, while St. Pete falls to a miserable 25-60. Next up, we'll have Philly and Edmonton give the win to Edmonton. The Edmonton squad, Musina goes to 1-2. Rogers falls to 8-9, and Mattingly went 2-4 with his 13th homer. Maplewood and Long Island, the win goes to Maplewood, who was also picked up their 23rd win to pull level with St. Pete for two of the worst teams in baseball. Now we're going to have a look here at Hadley Lake in Cleveland and see what transpires there. And the win goes to Hadley Lake, a 2-1 win, 12-inning win. Steve Busby gets his 4th. Walsh falls to 9-10. And Chipper Jones, picks his 14th home run to give Hadley Lake yet another win and to pull ever closer to second place, where Philadelphia is only 2.5 games ahead. That could have been a big pickup had Manchester lost earlier in the day. That being said, Manchester and Vegas do play again today. I'm not going to replay that series. We have San Fran and Amazing here. We also have Chico's in Washington. The Chicos in Washington give the win to Chicos 6-2. Now we have a choice. We're going to look here. We could go back to the well and play Vegas and Manchester again, but I don't think people want to see them necessarily. So we are going to have a look and see if anybody is still watching this droning on broadcast. That's Bernie says good game MV. So I'm glad you both enjoyed it. I thought it was a good game as well. I think we're probably going to sim out this next Vegas Manchester game. Before I do, I want to check and see who plays who on Saturday. Yes, they play again. San Fran and Amazing play again. So what I'm going to do is I'll sim out this one, and I will sim out this day, and the win will go to Manchester 5-1. Jimenez gets the win to 8-4. Lever falls to 8-4. Steinfeld went 2-3 with his 20th home run and 3 RBIs as Manchester helps out Hadley Lake's cause and helps them gain yet another game. Considering half of the players on both Vegas and Hadley Lake Vegas and Manchester are from Hadley Lake, I can't say I'm too surprised there. We'll see what transpires now between San Fran and Amazing. I think we're going to play that, and then we're going to zip up the league file and call it a day, because my voice is getting tired, amongst not just my voice, but my head is getting tired too. So we are going to give this another go. I wish I could explain why this game does what it does, but I can't. I would much prefer to see it played out on some of these other ballparks. I apologize for that. We are going to view opponent, computer lineup, view opponent, computer lineup, view opponent, computer lineup, and we are going to head down to the ballpark. So today's matchup pits Max Lanier of San Francisco versus Bob Lemon of the Amazings. Lanier is 8-9. Lemon is 14-4. Despite the discrepancy on paper, we'll certainly, hopefully, see a great game here against two of the greatest teams in the league.
Play ball!
So as we get settled, I'm going to try once again. It may be a vainglorious attempt to switch the pictures around. I don't know what the deal is. I truly don't. I would just like anything. I would prefer anything to Camden Yards. And not that Camden Yards is a bad ballpark. I don't mean it that way. I would just prefer a much more immersive experience. Try this. We'll try this. I do not get it. I do not get it. Maybe that's the issue right there. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe I've been hitting the wrong button all this time. Wouldn't that be something? Apologies while I putter around and see. Let's see what we get here. We have something. I don't know if it's what we want. Oh, I tell you, I may have to swap that again. I apologize while I fiddle around with this. Some days. Let's see. We're going to go back. We're going to try. Maybe we shall. Maybe we will do this. I think this is a better. And try that. Whatever reason, excuse me while I do this. I can never. I struggle with this part of the game. It always should be. It should always be plug and play. But for whatever reason, it does not appear to be. And if I've messed something up here for the rest of the league, then I apologize for that. In any case, here we're going to give it a go, and we're going to see what we have here. So, leading off, we're going to jump right in, dive right in. The pitcher for today for the Amazings is Lemon. The catcher behind the plate, battery mate is, I'm all out of sorts here, is Sherm Lawler behind the plate. Around the infield, from the outfield, we have Carl Crawford in left, McCutcheon in center, and Berkman in right. From the infield, we have Mike Schmidt. At third, Ripken at short, Sean Rodriguez at second, and Johnny Mize at first. Leading off for San Fran is Tris Speaker, the center fielder. Lemon comes set, and the pitch. And that's a shade inside, as that will be ball 4. For a walk, a leadoff walk is never a good thing. Next up for San Fran comes Derek Jeter, 13 homers and 54 RBIs, batting .306. Lemon deals, throws to first, and a pickoff is successful. Speaker got caught lollygagging for out number 1. Now up it's Jeter, the pitch to him, and that ball is hit out to center field, high and deep. McCutcheon ranges back on it. He's there for out number 2. Next, we got Teddy Ballgame, Ted Williams, batting .221, 11 homers and 44 RBI. The pitch from Lemon. And that ball is scorched behind the plate foul. We'll do it all over again as the count is 1-2. And caught on and missed. Or not. Dropped the ball. We'll see. That's walk number 2 for Lemon. As Dick Allen will stand in. He's a .267 hitting DH with 24 homers and 69 RBI. The pitch. The runner is off. The pitch is dribbled out to second. Throw to first. Not in time. Base hit Dick Allen. Wouldn't you know, San Fran has a threat going in Christian Yelich. The right fielder has a chance to bring runners home with nobody out. The pitch. And that one is thumped up the middle over the head of the second baseman, Sean Rodriguez, and into shallow right field. Williams will trot home for a score. Or no, he is gunned out at the plate. I'm all over the place this game. A bang play at the plate so the Kitsunes get out of it. And a major squander there by San Francisco is Lanier takes the hill. Leading off for the Kitsunes is Sean Rodriguez, the second baseman. He'll be facing Lanier, as mentioned before. In the outfield is Williams in left, Speaker in center, Yelich in right. For Alex Rodriguez is at third, Jeter is at short, Cano is at second, and Mo Vaughn is at first. Behind the plate, dare I even look, probably Gary Carter. Indeed, it is Gary Carter. So an all-star solid team here by San Francisco as Lanier gets ready to deal. The pitch. That ball is right on the mark for strike 3. That's number 1 for Lanier is Carl Crawford. The left fielder stands in, batting .296, 4 homers, 45 RBI. Well hit up the middle and past Cano, but he sprawls out and makes the catch for out number 2. Next, we have Ripken Jr. batting .335 with 11 homers, 59 RBI. Lanier rocks and fires. That ball is into the gap. Yelich scoops it, fires it back in, but not before Ripken hits his 34th double of the year. Mike Schmidt is next up for amazing, batting .249 with 11 homers, 54 RBI. Lanier works. And that one's a bounding ball to Mo Vaughn, who will chug his way to first base and tag the bag for out number 3. We're back at the second inning with A-Rod leading off for San Francisco. The Safecrackers have one of the best records in the game at 57-27. The pitch to A-Rod. And that ball is spanked up the middle to Ripken, who gloves it, makes the throw to first for out number 1. Gary Carter will be next up for the Safecrackers. He's batting .257, 17 homers, and 47 RBI. Lemon hits his man, and Carter trots down to first with looks like a walk, apparently. That was a little inside. It definitely was. Next up will be Mo Vaughn, the hit dog, batting .278 with 10 homers, 39 RBI. Lemon works. And that ball is just off the black. That's number 4 for Lemon. 4 walks in 2 innings. You can't live like that and expect to come away with a win if you're the Kitsunes. Now up it comes Robinson Cano, batting .322, 8 homers and 52 RBI, hoping to cash in on the good fortune here with only one man down. And Cano powers it out to center field to McCutcheon, who's there and makes the grab for out number 2. What a play out there by McCutcheon, who was going against the grain to get it. Now it gets no easier as we're back to the top with Tris Speaker, who's 0 for 1 on the day, or walked earlier in the day, got picked off. The pitch, back past the mound, out to second. The throw to first is in time. I tell you, the Kitsunes are leading a charmed life, and the Safecrackers have to be frustrated with this performance to this point. They've already stranded 4 batters through 4 innings, and here we are headed to the bottom of the second with McCutcheon leading on for the Kitsunes. 267 with 12 homers and 50 RBIs is McCutcheon as Lanier tosses homeward. That ball is back to the mound. Lanier's on it, throws to first, and gets his man for out number 1. Lance Berkman is next up. He's batting .243 with 9 homers, 50 RBI. Lanier tosses. And that one is lifted out to center field. High in right field, high indeed. At the track is Williams. He'll make the grab for out number 2. Now Johnny Mize stands in at 270 with 12 homers, 35 RBIs as Lanier deals. And that ball is swung on and missed. Strike 3. After 2, we have no score. Back to the top of the order we go, or number up to the top of the order. The number 2 man, Derek Jeter, is standing in. He's riding a 7-game hitting streak as Bob Lemon deals for the Kitsunes. And Jeter lobs one into shallow center. It's carrying though. McCutcheon ranges under it, makes the grab for number 2. Out number 1. Next up is Ted Williams. He walked earlier in the day, and he'll try to solve Lemon. Indeed, he solved his way to first base, brother. That's his second walk of the day. Lemon's 5th. Dick Allen will be the next man up. He singled his last time, if memory serves, as Lemon works. And that too might be a shade inside. We'll see in a sec. No, he got the call. So 2 men down with a runner on, and Christian Yelich, who's 1 for 1, stands in. And that one goes to the backstop as the runner takes second on a wild pitch. It's been that kind of a day for Bob Lemon, but San Fran is yet to capitalize on it and crack that safe, so to speak. Here comes the pitch from Lemon. Yelich sends it back to the pitcher, who is on a foot race to first, and Yelich beats him out. Runners at the corners, and A-Rod standing in. Lemon's got to be careful here that he doesn't give up a 3-run bomb. And that ball is shot through the hole into right field. One will definitely score. Yelich will take second. And there are no easy outs in this lineup as Gary Carter will stand in. The Safecrackers finally cross the plate. Carter will stand in. He walked earlier in the day. Lemon is already at 70 pitches through 2 2/3. This may not be a long night for him, short night for him. That one is popped up behind the plate. Lawler makes the grab, or does he? He does not. So it's 1-2, and the pitch to Carter. That ball lifted out to center, right center, carrying deep. Berkman is there though, and after another long, stressful inning, the side is retired, but not before the Safecrackers put the first run on the board. Now we have Don Baylor standing in at 271 with 13 homers, 58 RBI. Lanier deals to him. And Baylor gives it a ride. Out to center. Speaker's back on it. He's there, though, for out number 1. And that was a sensational play. Speaker went all out for it, made a lunging dive, and must have flopped halfway across the center field to get that ball. Next we have Sherm Lawler standing in at 237, 2 homers, 9 RBIs as Lanier works. And that ball is cut on and missed for out number 2. We're back at the top of the order for the amazing Kitsunes. It'll be Lanier's second time through, and we'll see what he can do against Rodriguez. The last time he retired Rodriguez, and we'll see here, that is cut on and missed. Number 4, bring him up. So Lanier definitely answered the bell. After 3, it's 1-0 San Fran. Mo Vaughn standing in to hopefully for San Francisco's sake, if you're one of their fans, to extend the lead. Lemon's on the ropes. He's already thrown 74. Let's see what this one will be. And that one is a high fly ball to right, carrying down the line. Berkman is there, though, and he puts it away for number 1. Next up comes Robbie Cano. He's 0 for 1, don't you know? And there's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Ripken against the grain, throws to first, and Cano beats it out on a bang-bang play. Ripken did well to get there. And we're back to the top of the order once again as Speaker stands in. He's 0 for 1 on the day. And Cano, you've got to think, would be a threat to go as the pitch comes home. Indeed, he is. The ball is wayward of second, but he overslides the bag, and that's out number 2 on the base pass today. San Fran has lost a couple of guys on the base pass, either through caught stealing or pickoffs. Speaking of that, Speaker is at the plate. He was reached the first time up, but was picked off, lollygagging at first base. The pitch from Lemon. Now that ball is stroked back, foul for number. We'll do it all over again, a 1-1 count. The pitch. That ball is shot to third. Schmidt lunges for it, makes the dive, and makes the play for out number 3. After 3.5, 1-0 San Fran. Lanier will now work to Kyle Crawford as the Kitsunes try to mount a challenge. The pitch. Crawford sends that ball into the gap, but not before Yelich can get it back in. He'll settle for a single, though, Crawford, as Cal Ripley stands in. The throw to first. And Crawford is back. Ripken works. He's 1 for 1 on the day. And that appears to be a walk. Indeed it is. So Lanier is all of a sudden in trouble as Mike Schmidt stands in. Not the guy you want to be in trouble with, as Schmidt is nothing but danger. That's cut on and missed for strike number 3. Couldn't have asked for a better pitch there to get Mike Schmidt swinging for the 5th one of the day. Now up we have Andrew McCutcheon, who's 0 for 1. The pitch to him. And that ball is shot to third. A-Rod has it. Gets his man for out number 2. It's all down to Lance Berkman, who's 0 for 1 as Lanier deals. Bounding ball to A-Rod, who has it. Will toss the short way to Cano at second. And just like that, the threat is by the board. So after 4, it's 1-0 San Fran. Now up for San Fran is Derek Jeter. He's batting .304 with 13 homers, 54 RBI. Lemon works. And Jeter gives that ball a ride out to right, high and deep. Berkman races. He'll be there and grab it for out number 1. Teddy Ballgame is the next man up, and he's already walked twice. Let's see what if Lemon will be foolish enough to give him anything to hit. And indeed he does, as the ball goes right back to Lemon, who quickly dispenses of Teddy Ballgame. Now up we have Dick Allen, who's 1 for 2 on the day. The pitch. And that ball hits the plate. But it's ball 4. Yet another walk. Yet another walk. That's number 6 on the day for Lemon. Yelich will be the next man up. He's 2 for 2. He's certainly hit the ball around the park today, as there's a fling throw to first base, and Allen dives back safely. Lemon works. And Yelich bounces that ball to the pitcher, who tosses to first, but does not get his man. It was a kind of a lazy throw over, and Yelich once again is aboard. And A-Rod, the man of the hour, could well put this one out of reach if he gets something to hit for Lemon. The pitch. That ball is popped sky high, behind short, behind out to left center, and McCutcheon squeezes it to end the inning. And just like that, another squander for the Safecrackers. They've already left 8 through 5 innings. And the amazing Kitsunes have to feel very fortunate to only be down 1-0 as they head to the home half of the 5th. Johnny Mize will be leading it off for amazing as Lanyard is. That ball is speared past Mo Vaughn, rolls past him into the outfield for a base hit. John Baylor is the next man up. He's batting .270 with 13 homers, 58 RBI. Lanier looks the runner back and deals. That ball is trickled out to Jeter, who tosses to first. Will he get him? The answer is no. Could have gone the short way, potentially. But now there's 2 men on with nobody out. And Sam Lawler standing in as Lanyard works. And that one is back to the second baseman, Cano, who will toss the short way for 1. And on to first to get the double play. So 2 men down with a tying run at third base. On the top of the order, Sean Rodriguez standing in. What has Lanyard got in the back pocket? That is over the plate for strike 3. And once again, Amazing fails to take advantage of an opportunity. They've left 4. They haven't had a lot of opportunities. But whenever they have, San Fran has slammed the door. Just as Lemon has worked around danger all day for the Kitsunes. First up, the top of the 6th inning is Gary Carter. The pitch. Bouncing ball to Ripken, who has it over to first quickly, and that's out number 1. Now back to the hit dog, who's 0 for 1 on the day. He's .277, 10 homers, and 39 RBI. The pitch. Vaughn lofts it out to right, high and deep, and back. Berkman in the corner on the track, stumbles into it and makes the catch for out number 2. Now we have, don't you know, Robinson Cano is up. He reached on an infield single as Lemon works. And that ball is scorched into the corner. That'll rattle around way down there. Crawford will have to go dig it out as Cano makes his way into second easily for the 29th double of the year for Robbie Cano. And this should be about it for Bob Lemon, because they're back to the top of the order, and the tough hitting Chris Speaker is up at the plate. Although he is 0 for 2, they may stick with Lemon. We'll see. That ball is roped up the middle. Ripken has it. Throw to first in time. And that's all for the San Fran Safecrackers, who have left 9 through 6 innings. Leading off the bottom of the 6th for amazing is Kyle Crawford. He's batting .298, 4 homers, 45 RBIs, Lanier Deals. And that ball hits its mark. That could be, it is, swung on and missed, number 7 for Lanier. Ripken Jr. will head up next. He's got EPA. He doubled early in the reserves. He walked in the 4th and doubled to right center. The pitch. And that ball is thumped into left field because Williams just tosses it back in. Ripken is aboard at first base with Mike Schmidt standing in, hoping to advance the runner or maybe put his squad on top. The pitch from Lanier. Foul back. We'll do it all over again. It's 2-2. Lanier deals. Bouncing ball to Jeter, who will not ever play at second, maybe not even ever play at first. He doesn't. So that's an infield hit, or maybe that's an infield hit. Once again, 2 runners are aboard with less than 2 outs, and McCutcheon stands in. He's batting .266, 12 homers, and 50 RBIs. The pitch. And that hits the zone for strike 3. I'll tell you, Lanier is flirting with danger all day as well, but he's got the big punch out when he's needed it. And now up comes Berkeley, who waits the pitch. The runners are off. The ball is hit high. Behind second, out to center field. Speaker's there. Retires his man. So just like that, after 6 full, still 1-0. 13 men between the 2 teams have been left aboard. As we head to the top of the 7th here, San Fran's leadoff man for the inning is Derek Jeter. He's 0 for 3. Lemon works. Bouncing ball to third base. Smith is up with it, throws to first. And he does get Jeter by a shoestring for out number 1. We'll now see Ted Williams get his second at bat of the day officially. He's already walked twice as the pitch comes home. And that ball appears to be a shade outside. Yet again, Ted Williams with his 3rd walk. Lemon has 7 on the day. And Dick Allen is hoping to drive Williams. Advance Williams will drive him home. 1 man down. The pitch. That one hits the zone, I would think. Indeed it does. That's number 2 on the day for Lemon, his 2nd strikeout. Now we have Christian Yelich standing in. He's 3 for 3. The 2 men down, hoping to extend the inning. The pitch. Did he get hit? I think he got hit. Indeed he did. So runners are at first and second. And it's up to A-Rod, who's 1 for 3. The pitch to A-Rod. And that ball sounds like it's crushed. Indeed, it's crushed right at Smith, who goes the short way to end the inning. As we head to the bottom of the 7th, after 6.5, it's 1-0 San Francisco. Johnny Mize is leading off for amazing as Lanier returns to the hill. The pitch. That ball grazes his own, and Lanier gets his 9th strikeout of the day. Next, we have Don Baylor, who's batting .272 with 13 homers, 58 RBI. The pitch to Baylor. He sends that ball back up the middle. Jeter flings to first. And Don Baylor, the slow-footed Don Baylor, is gunned down, but only because of his speed on the base paths. Now up comes Lala, the catcher. He's 0 for 2. Lanier's going to try to retire him. And indeed, that ball is shot to Jeter, past Jeter, out to left field. So Lawler is aboard. And Sean Rodriguez, has 3 strikeouts already. Lanier's hoping to pick up a 4th. As Amazing is hoping to just keep things running for the better bats. The runner is off. The ball is bounced out to Jeter, who throws the short way to second and gets the leadoff man for out number 3. After 7, it's 1-0 San Fran, with Gary Carter leading off for the Safecrackers here in the top of the 8th. The pitch to Carter. That ball thumps in there. I guess they're going to call it ball 4. Somehow or other, Bob Lemon is still in the game. That's walk number 8 for him. And Mo Vaughn, I tell you, if these San Fran hitters could be a little more patient, they would probably have some runs across the board. They've stranded 11 to date as Lemon works. Vaughn powers that ball high down the right field line into foul territory, and it'll be in the seats. Somebody get a souvenir there, and we'll start all over again. It's 2-2. Lemon works. And that swung on and missed. Vaughn comes up empty. That's Lemon's 3rd strikeout of the day. And Cano will stand in. He doubled his last time up. So he's not an easy out by any stretch as Lemon works. Cano looks one out high and deep, and it's out of the ballpark. Cano got one to handle, and he did. There was no doubt about that. That ball was gone all the way. Home run number 9 for Robbie Cano, 380 feet. That ball was blistered. They stuck with Lemon a little too long, did the Kitsunes. And the Safecrackers pull up 3-0 with the top of the order coming up. It's a testament to their lineup that the number 9 hitter can pack so much punch. It really and truly is. And now they've got Tris Speaker standing in, threatening for even more damage. And that ball is lifted high and deep to right center. Rodriguez steps back on the outfield to put it away for out number 2. Next up, we have Jeter. They're going to stick with Lemon for now anyway. And Jeter works a walk, I believe. That's number 9 on the day for Lemon. And we'll see what Ted Williams can do. And this is where that San Francisco lineup can really maul you. Lemon will throw. That ball is scorched high and deep to right. Carrying, back to the wall is Berkman. He feels for the fence and makes the grab. But a loud out and a loud 2-run home run puts San Fran up 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Lanier's back on the hill, and he'll deal with Carl Crawford for the Kitsunes, who are just hoping to get themselves back into this one. The pitch. That ball is drilled over the head of Jeter and into left field for a base hit. That's a good sign if you're Amazing. Have your leadoff man on, and Ripken Jr. standing in. Jr. is 2 for 2 on the day as Lanier works. That ball is lifted out to left. Curving foul. Rodriguez is there. A-Rod makes the grab for out number 1. Glenn Schmidt's next up. He can tighten this one up in a hurry. He's 1 for 3 on the day. And here's the throw over to first, rather. And Crawford does dive back safely as Lanier tosses home. And that is cut on and missed to strike three, number 10 on the day for Lanier, who certainly answered the call when he's needed to. And now it's McCutcheon. He'll need to get one more out to get out of this inning. The throw to first is once again not in time for McCutcheon. The runner's off, the throw home. Cut on and missed, number 11. Lanier got the K's when he needed them. A big outing from him against a very tough team. Lemon's going back out for the ninth inning against Dick Allen. He's already thrown 163 pitches. And there's yet another, and that looks to be strike three. That's number 4 on the day for Lemon. As Yelich comes in 3 for 3 with a hit batsman. They're finally removing and bringing in Ramon Ramirez. Ramirez, on paper anyway, is a good pitcher. He's 2.80 ERA with 43 innings pitched. The pitch. Yelich blisters that one back to the mound. Ramirez tosses the first to get his man 2 down. Now we have A-Rod, who's 1 for 4. The pitch to A-Rod. That ball is lifted down the left field line. Schmidt comes over, but it's in the stands. We'll do it all over again. The 1-2 to A-Rod. And Rodriguez sends that one high, sends that one deep, sends that ball out of the park. You can forget about that one. Alex Rodriguez just punched one over the left field wall. That went 347 feet, and it's 4-0 Safecrackers. They can beat you in so many ways. And Gary Carter's coming in against Ramirez here. That one's back up the middle. Sean Rodriguez fields it, fires to first to get his man. So it's down to these 3 batters for the Amazing. That means Lance Berkman, Berkman stands in over 3 as Lanier pitches. Ball looped over the head of the shortstop into left field, and that's a base hit. Pitch, we have Johnny Mize, who's being pinch hit for. Hinchman is coming in. And the pitch to Hinchman is a base hit into the gap. Don't hold the phone just yet. The first 2 men have reached, and Berkman and Hinchman, as Don Baylor stands in. Lanier might want to settle down and breathe here as the pitch comes homeward. Baylor lifts that, bounces that ball to third. The throw to second for 1. On to first. Is it on time? Yes, it is. So 2 men down. And Stan Lawler is up. They'll give up a run here, but they really would like to slam the door. And slam the door they do as the San Francisco Safecrackers beat the Amazing Kitsunes 4-0. Lanier answered the call every time today. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I just looked at the scoreboard here, and the Safecrackers had 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors, albeit they had 10 walks, and they left 12 men on. The Kitsunes had no runs, 10 hits, and no errors, and left 9 men on. So a lot of men were left on today and a lot of opportunities. The Kitsunes really missed an opportunity to win this game, and both starting pitchers really didn't have their best stuff today. Although Lanier, I must say, certainly had a big strikeout game. We'll see who the player of the game happens to be. Lanier moves to 9-9, Lemon to 14-5. Lemon certainly didn't have his best stuff of the day. We'll see what we can find out here. The player of the game is Max Lanier. as it should be, as anybody should be. So here we are at the end of July the 2nd, and we're going to wait till the standings line up, and we're going to see what they should appear to be. And indeed, San Fran is a half a game ahead of Manchester at the end of the day. Amazing, he's 12 games clear of Cleveland. They're really pretty much, unless they totally implode, are guaranteed a playoff spot at this point. Vegas is 52 and 33, leading their division over Philadelphia by 6.5, and the upstart Hadley Lake, who is one game over and 9 games out. San Fran, as noted, is 58 and 27 and leading their division by a half a game over Manchester. Edmonton and St. Peter distant third and fourth. In the other league, the Moneyball division, T-ville is up 8.5 over Beantown. St. Louis up 9.5 over Lehigh, and the D-Gens are a game and a half after Lancaster. So let us see. We are now on Saturday, July 3rd. I am going to call it a sim here. My voice is a bit tired. We've been going a couple hours. I didn't really start out today planning to do this, but I was just in the mood for some baseball and some Field of Dreams. So I am going to check the messages. Hope somebody is still listening. We'll see. If you are, thank you for joining in. Thank you, Bernie, for being here. Thank you, MV, for being here. For everybody else, Marshfield or Beantown or whatever you are now. Steve Tate, thank you for being here as well. I think Steve is going to do a broadcast later today. And so we'll see the rest of you guys on Discord here shortly. And I'm going to just upload this onto the league file on the Discord, and whoever can take the ball from here. In the meantime, we'll see you around the ballpark at some point. And have a good day, everybody.